Hey guys, before we begin, I just want to say thank you guys for helping me reach 50 subscribers. It was somewhat of a mark of mine to get before the end of the NFL draft, and I hit that insane, and now I'm at 55. So already 2 goals made in basically less than a week. So thank you guys, and also your support in my latest video on Ty Davis Price. That's great to see, and anyway, let's begin here, shall we? So the draft is finally over, and with how I made a video after the 49ers free agent signings, I'm doing one for the draft class. So to know, I'm not giving these picks grades. I just don't see a point in giving grades for people that haven't played a snap in the NFL or fully played out the rookie deal. So wait for either one of those to happen before I give grades on these players, right? So yeah, let's begin, shall we? Drake Jackson. He was their first pick, and this is the most 49ers pick of this draft, in my opinion. Like, when in doubt about who the 49ers will pick, always pick a defensive line or edge player. But anyway, what is there to say about Drake Jackson? He has elite bend off the edge, right? But you never really saw that at USC. USC was a bit of a mess, right? And he didn't really show his true potential of only 12.5 sacks. But that came with a 22% win rate. And for his time, his weight fluctuated due to all the schemes, right? It reminds me a bit of Damone Clark from LSU, right? He had to switch schemes, and it finally made sense for him. A positive with Drake Jackson, though, is that he turned 21 less than a month ago, and the 49ers hope to put him in a stable place to develop and get his weight right so he can be a force off the edge, be the D4 replacement that he's probably supposed to be. So overall, he was probably the best option available at the time, and he does have a chance to immediately compete for a starting spot. He just has to beat out probably Samson Ebukam. And also with this pick, that means Eric Armstead can stay inside, which is probably his normal position, even though he is a versatile player. So good on that. Ty Davis Price. I made an entire video on this guy. If you want a more in-depth look into the pick, then there you go. It's probably in one of these corners on this video. I honestly don't know where. But short summary. It's weird that he was picked right here. But honestly, he seemed to be a 49er in my opinion, right? With the way this running back room is always injured, he looks like he can be the workhorse this room is looking for. And if developed right, could be what they were hoping Trey Sermon can be. And if say Trey Sermon can finally develop right, hey, you got Trey Sermon and Ty Davis Price being two good backs for your room. And also the pass block, and that's what I think the 49ers have been needing a bit of, right? Sure, Juice and Kittle are meant for those, right? You usually see them on third down, but hey, if you can put Kittle in a passing situation more times on third down, that helps the offense. That helps Trey Lance, Deebo Samuel, every other playmaker, right? If Ty Davis Price can be a good blocker immediately. So, honestly, a good pick from the 49ers, in my opinion. So, next, who do we got? Danny Gray. So, wide receiver was very much less of a need than running back, right? But getting a speedster vertical threat like an MVS, knowing that the 49ers are probably going to throw deep more with Trey Lance makes sense, right? And plus, it takes pressure off of Ayuk, Deebo, and Kittle, right? And Juwan Jennings if they feel like he can be in some situations as well. He'll probably start as a backup because of the reasons of a limited route tree and a bit sketchy pass blocking that's needed in the Kyle Shanahan system. But if Kyle feels he needs to throw deep, I do expect to see this guy on the field occasionally. Next, Spencer Buford. This is where I really don't have notes, right? But let's try my best here. Most of the time in college, he played tackle, but with his athleticism and with the right development, he could be a good guard in this league, even if his technique is never fully there. Or he could just be a swing tackle. Samuel Womack, I think that's how you pronounce it right. He's a 5'9" nickel cornerback who is very aggressive and has ball hawking instincts to be a quality special teamer and potential slot corner. So either way, he will have a path of playing time, which is good to say for a fifth rounder if he makes the team. Nick Zakelj, I honestly don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I should have figured this out sooner. This was mostly a developmental pick. Sure, there is a chance he is just a swing tackle, or he could be a replacement for Mike McGlinchey, depending on what happens with Mike McGlinchey this year. But drafting two different offensive linemen, the 49ers are hoping for one of them to be a full-time starter or both to be a full-time starter, depending on how they feel about certain people on this offensive line. Khalia Davis. From the sound of John Lynch, they hope he can become the next DJ Jones type player for this team. We got the speed for and all that, right? Problem is, he's recovering from an ACL. One thing 49ers fans have learned to hate. But they are hoping when he is healthy and developed right, he can be a contributor on the line. TaiqCastro-Fields was the 49ers' supposed best value selection of the draft, consistently ranking as a 4th or 5th round prospect. Castro-Fields is an excellent athlete who was a solid contributor for 5 seasons at Penn State secondary. If you draft in the Penn State defense, you know you're getting yourself a good player, honestly. But it never seemed he found a way to put it all together. Castro-Fields showed the speed and size and explosiveness to be an effective outside corner. But he seemed to be more of a jack of all trades starter in college, so that's a bit of why he was available at this position for the 49ers. He will need to improve his ball skills to become a legitimate starting prospect, but it's not hard to see him developing into a solid backup. And here's the thing about 49ers don't need him to start right now. They just brought Jason Verrett back. He doesn't need to be a contributor right now if he makes this team. And then Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. With the last pick of the draft, 49ers selected a quarterback, right? While he has an exceptional arm strength, which leads to the check down more than he should, right? Purdy also avoids negative plays using his decent athleticism and quickly still avoids sacks and turnovers. Sounds like a certain quarterback we know. He never missed a game due to injury in his 4 seasons as Iowa State's starter. And I think this is exactly what Cal is looking for in his backups. So overall, getting a cheap backup with the Mr. Irrelevant pick is a pretty good thing in my opinion. And especially with how this room looks. So that was the 49ers draft. They stuck with who they are with this draft. Picking talent that can be elite athleticism and if developed right could be starters and stars in this league. Pass rush comes first to the 49ers and then cornerback and safety play comes second. They think if you can get to the quarterback, it doesn't matter if he can throw or who is covering the weapons he has. And then, you got a running back pick. That's for keeping the workload good for both Deebo Samuel, Elijah Mitchell, and every other back, and making sure health is valued in the slot in that room. So, and yes, I do think not seeing safeties and being drafted is probably weird for 49er fans, but if you think of the front office, they trust their guys, they trust Odom, they trust Talanoa Hufanga, and anyone else that they think can be a good safety. But also with this draft comes the undrafted free agents that they signed as well. And I am planning on making a video on that as well as soon as I have the time to do so. And because there are some notable players in there, so If you didn't like those selections in the draft, the undrafted free agent signings help boost your thoughts on this draft, and good for you. But that will be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this new setup as well for this video. Like, subscribe, comment, do all of that. That helps out. We're on the road to a lot. 100. The goal is 100 subs before the start of college football season or NFL football season, whatever comes first. So I hope you guys can help me reach that goal, and I will see you guys next time for whatever comes next.